So this little hive is a secondary swarm, teeny secondary swarm, about a teapot's full of bees. I've been in this hive once since I brought it back, and you just saw a bee fly in with pollen on her legs. There's another one. And when I looked at it before, there was a laying queen, but she had only just started laying. So this has been 2 weeks since almost exactly 2 weeks since I've been in the hive, and we're gonna see what it looks like today. Okay, it's about 3:30 in the afternoon, so I'm gonna go puff at the door. It's not a great time to be going into the beehive. It's the first time I've had free today, so I'm not going into any of my strong angry hives. I'm gonna go into the smaller hive and just check on it. And I've had a feeder on here. We're getting rid of the feeder. I'm gonna take off the feeder, and when I do, I have a regular inner cover to substitute for this feeder cover. The feeder cover is narrow, I don't know quite why. So like Billy Davis says, I'm gonna pop the top and hold it open just a little bit first. Give the idea to not have the bees be quite so shocked. And I can see that bees are working in here, which is exciting. And I'll show you a little of what's going on. It's not a huge hive, but it is a hive and it is alive, and that's the good news. Put a hive drape on. I know that the queen is laying because I've seen it before. We're going to start over here because the most of the activity of the hive is over there. This is just a little nuke hive, and all I really want it to do this spring and summer is to build up and make it through the winter. And meanwhile, what it will be for me is a resource hive. So if I need a frame of brood and eggs from somewhere, and this was a hive this was a frame that had foundation on it. I don't usually use foundation, but I was short frames at the time that I put this hive together, so I put this frame in. So I'm going to take this frame and just hang it on the side to give me room to move around in this hive and see what's going on. So we're going to start with an extra hive drape. I can see that they've drawn some crooked comb, and I'm breaking up some brood, and I'm going to turn this frame so that it straightens out their comb, and I'm going to turn it around when I put it back in the hive because it will disrupt what they were doing. I tore open some drone brood when I did open it because they had put drone brood in the space where they had pulled their comb crooked. So now we're going to look at the next frame, which is bound to have more egg life on it. This is just beautiful. Wall to wall worker brood. Just a beautiful frame. This is medium biscuit. These are eggs that are about 2 weeks old. And I've been gone for 2 weeks, so that makes sense. I'm going to turn this one around too, trying to straighten out the crooked comb. I could put a rubber band on it, but I don't think I will because I can turn it. And a good job, bees. Okay, so I'm going to put this one back, even though it has some crooked. But what we're going to do is we're going to get a rubber band and work on this other frame that's crooked because I don't want them to keep doing that. So I have to find some rubber bands. What we're going to do is cut this comb out. This is a nuke hive and a resource hive, and so we're going to lose some of their initial population by cutting out this comb, but we have got to get her to do this straight. So I'm going to cut this piece of comb out. I might wire it in to another frame in this hive, but meanwhile what I want to do is pull this part of the wax back in line. I've been gone for 2 weeks, and you really shouldn't be gone for 2 weeks during this time of year if you can help it as a beekeeper, because a lot goes on in the hive during that 2-week period. So I'm going to get 2 rubber bands out, and that'll straighten that up a little bit. we're going to take this piece, which has bees and, let's see if it has, yep, eggs and everything on it. So what we're going to do is go into not that comb. So let's set this down and move this over and pull up this frame, and we're going to wire this into this frame. Now if they want to, they can make use of the larva that's in those cells in the comb that I rescued, and we'll just see. And so now we're going to put in, that was not the last frame, but we're going to put in this plastic foundation as the last frame in this hive. Here we go. Take this out. We're going to put our new inner cover back on, or on for the first time. So this is a hive that's doing well, and we're proud of them. Yay! In the second box, because I rather doubt that they're doing anything in that box, although I guess we probably should. So maybe we'll do that real quick. Scoot down and look in box number 2, but I'm pretty sure they're not in there. Yeah, they're not using that box. They're all in this one box, and they've left the other box empty because it gives them an insulation against the winter's nights that we've been having, even though it's spring. Okay, well now we know the news on that hive. Good queen, she's laying well. That's just great.